Hey guys, this is Pharaoh 2091 and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Path. Last time we left off, we played some chess with Dane here, and it seems like he has a taste disorder as well. And we're trying to, break his testimony here. I'm just not sure what to do anymore because I pretty much pressed on everything. I want to say that I had to do something with this, where, because we changed the subject about Mr. Dover and then talked about his son, but we talked about the semifinals, and it says that aside from not cooperating with Sir Dover, the finals weren't much different. I pressed on this, but I really didn't get too much information. Still, may elect his license, probably. Both the look and taste of your finals scored poorly. So, I don't know. Aside from not, so they were different. I don't know how to prove it. I'm looking at my evidence, and I don't know. I mean, I don't. I want to show that they were still cooperating with each other, and I think it's like this is the only piece of evidence I actually have that says, like, you know, they knew each other, so they were cooperating with them. But I just don't know if this goes along with it. Give it a shot, I guess. Apparently, I'm right. There was another difference between the semifinals and finals. This photo depicts your son. We know he came to visit you up until the semifinals. Well, that is correct. What does that have to do with anything? Your son, who always came to see you up until the semifinals, was not present for the finals. Oh, that's true. And then it was only in the finals that your flavor judged poorly. I don't believe this has to be a mere coincidence. Your son's visits must have been very important to you, were they not? A father can work miracles when his son is watching. If my son's cheering me on, I was able to make the most delicious desserts. Mr. Gustavia sure sounds like a good father, doesn't he? If that's what he's saying, if what he's saying is the whole truth, one could say so. But just hearing his son's cheers wouldn't be enough to change the taste of desserts. A confectioner, confident in his sense of taste, develops a taste disorder. It would have been difficult for him to maintain the taste of the desserts. Your son came to cheer you on. Was that really all he did? You seem very doubtful, Sir Prosecutor. In that case, I'll turn this around and ask you. What else could my elementary school son have done besides cheer me on? Not say he stole it, and I wouldn't believe that. I'm sure as hell I wouldn't think he made him for you. But let's just say that he needed his son to be there because he tasted his desserts for him to make sure that they tasted good. I'm sure your elementary school son would have remembered the taste of your desserts. Of course, my son always loved my desserts. Well, in that case, he would have been able to taste test your desserts in your place. Ugh! What did you say? Earlier you told us that you have a taste disorder. Yep. Can't taste anything, really. That does suck, losing your sense of taste like that. No one else knew about your taste disorder. If Mr. Dover found out, he would have ended your partnership. After all, you were in charge of the flavor. Is he sleeping, meditating, what? Your son didn't just cheer you on. He also helped you determine if your desserts tasted correct. Ugh. Oh! I see. Mr. Dover's dessert was made the day before, so it still tasted good. What you are saying is quite amusing, Sir Prosecutor. You say that my elementary school son assisted me as a taste tester. You are insulting my pride. Your pride? It's true, I had no sense of design 18 years ago. However, I won't lose anyone when it comes to flavor. You claim I would cast aside my pride and rely on my son? Don't get carried away with your foolish conjecture, you upstart. Duh! In that case, I'm sure you can confirm if my theory is mere conjecture. Damn, that thing scared the living hell out of me. Ugh, unfortunately for you, I no longer have a son. But what? After my taste disorder was cured, I went to train in Zangfall immediately. During that time, I severed all ties with my son. What? Don't tell me. You would even abandon your own son. That's not all. Even today, the whereabouts of his son is still unknown. The police have been searching, but they haven't been able to find any traces of him. You wish to confirm your theory, then? I welcome you to try. Desserts are the only things that are important to me. After regaining my sense of taste, my son no longer mattered. Order in the court. Mr. Gustavia's actions are certainly inhumane. However, we are not here to judge whether or not he is a good father. Look at him smile at that bastard. Prosecutor Edgeworth, I believe this is your loss. After all, there is no evidence left from 18 years ago that could prove your theories. Ugh! Mr. Edgeworth, is there nothing you can do? At this rate, we'll never find out the truth. Detective Gumshoe, where are those results? Oh yeah, hurry up with that, man. Right. Leave it to you. Come on. I trusted Detective Gumshoe with the last piece of evidence. If only I knew who that blood belonged to. Miles, there's still one thing that's bothering Uncle Ray. Was Mr. Gustavia's only reason for coming to the art gallery to check on the body? If he only wanted to confirm the body's presence, he wouldn't have needed to open a case. That's right. If there's a way we can prove this, there is one way. We just need that evidence from Detective Gumshoe. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what are you talking about? Mr. Edgeworth, sorry to keep you waiting, sir! Huh. Just the person I was talking about. Detective Gumshoe, I trust you have the test results? Of course, sir. I just got the report back from the lab. Detective, please be silent. So, this is the evidence that Prosecutor Edgeworth was talking about. Huh? Hey, what's this? This is the first I've heard of it. This was a request from me. I asked him to investigate a certain piece of evidence. Why? Why is everyone always helping you out? I'm the one in charge of the crime scene. Mr. DeBest, I apologize for taking matters into my own hands, but how about you hear his report first? Well, sure. Detective Gumshoe, what were the results? Well, here's the report, sir. The traces of blood found in the Gemini sculpture belong to the victim of the poison gas, Dane Gustavia. What are you saying? Good work, Detective Gumshoe. As I thought, my theory was correct. Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean? We too would like an explanation. What on earth does this blood prove? This blood. It's something the culprit of the IS-7 incident tried to conceal. It can't be. That's... This blood was found inside the glass case of the Gemini sculpture. In other words, your blood was found alongside Mr. Dover's body. Oh no! Why would Mr. Gustavia's blood be in a place like that? If you intend to remain silent, then I'll reveal the truth myself. In the Gemini case, aside from the blood, we also found traces of salt and sugar. Salt and blood. And only one of Mr. Dover's sherbet desserts tasted salty. Come to think of it, I remember Miss Delicious saying the same thing about 18 years ago. Oh yes, see, his sherbet was most delicious. Really? Yeah, and they're talking about how the liar was so salty I couldn't eat it. Right here in this photo is part of the liar. Okay. Exactly. For some reason, salt had been mixed into the liar. No other traces of salt were found in Dover's room. Well, in that case, please explain. Where did the salt detected in the liar come from? Where does the salt come from? Let's check this real quick. No. No. Okay. And the poison gas is, well, chemicals that have nothing to do with salt. It's more like a minty aroma and whatever, and it's white and pink, whatever. Or white and red and pink, whatever. Oh, wait a minute. A rock salt lamp. Has the word salt right in it. This is the rock salt lamp used as a murder weapon in the IS-7 incident. I believe part of this rock salt lamp was mixed in with the sherbet from the liar. At the time of the murder, there were 2 rock salt lamps in Mr. Master's room. One of those lamps took Mr. Dover's life. We know that Mr. Dover's blood was left behind on the murderous lamp. However, there was no traces of anyone's blood found at the crime scene, Mr. Master's room. Because the killer disposed of all the desserts with traces of blood into streams of water, right? No other traces of salt were found in Mr. Dover's room. Ugh. Speaking of which, weren't the 2 rock salt lamps found in Mr. Delicious's room also broken? It looks like both the lamps and pillars are broken. Yep. Both their light bulbs are broken. We never did figure out why the other rock salt lamps were broken. Maybe Mr. Gustavia's blood was on the other lamp. Ugh. If your blood was found on the lamps on the crime scene, you would have been suspected. As a culprit, you would have needed to conceal all traces of your blood from the police. Don't tell me he concealed it in a sherbet liar. Exactly. The rock salt lamp and his blood were mixed into the sherbet liar and hidden inside a glass case. Unlike the fountain's water, the sherbet desserts would not be analyzed right away. Perhaps he had planned to dispose of the sherbet when the opportunity presented itself. Then, the reason Mr. Gustavia came to this gallery... 18 years ago, the body and the evidence pointing to the killer were both stolen. Even the killer could not have anticipated that. There's no way of knowing when the body and the evidence would be discovered. So he planned to destroy the evidence before the Zodiac Art Gallery's grand opening. Dang Gustavia, isn't it about time you confessed? You are the true culprit of the IS-7 incident. Monsieur Gustavia, you're the reason Monsieur Master is... And he's just laughing his ass off, not giving a damn. Monsieur Gustavia, could it be? After all this time, my crime is finally brought to light. The prosecutors and defense attorneys 18 years ago never even came close. Bravo! Bravo! Well done, Sir Prosecutor! So you admit you killed Mr. Dover? He's still laughing. It is true. I killed Isaac Dover. But he had only himself to blame. What do you mean? Usually the case would end by now. Dover and I worked together in order to win the contest. No matter who won, we agreed that we'd share the Angel's recipe. But on the day of the finals, he stabbed me in the back. Sir Dover, this isn't what we agreed to. I'm sorry, Gustavia. The deal's off. What? But I made your desserts for you. I'm the reason you got this far. And what of it? Can you prove that you assisted me in any way? Dover, you were planning to betray me all along. Because of Dover's treachery, I was forced to make my finals entry on my own. It's just as Sir Prosecutor said. My son assisted me every day until the finals. What about your pride as a confectionery artist? A proud chef loses the ability to taste his own creations. That's a feeling an upstart like you would never understand. Mastering the art of dessert making is my reason for being. Is my one and only pride. Committing murder for the sake of pride. That's another feeling I will never understand. To say nothing of abandoning your own son. Such a thought disgusts me. Before you judge me, first understand what happened 18 years ago. On the day of the finals, my son never came to assist me. Thinking back of it now, I suppose Dover had a hand in it as well. Huh? Well, what exactly happened to your son? I do not know, but it no longer matters. Ever since that day, my son meant nothing to me. From what I hear, he's still missing. Well, that's awful! Giving up on him like that. I thought your son, you had no chance of winning, correct? Well, yes. Since I was guaranteed to lose, I needed a failsafe. During the afternoon tea time, I made my way to Sir Master's room. I just needed to take a photo of the cure to my taste disorder. It would have all worked out. If only Dover hadn't interfered. Oh. Ah, Gustavia. Trying to steal a picture of my prize, are you? That hardly seems sporting. You! Cure for taste disorders. Uh-huh. You have a taste disorder, don't you? Ah, this is rich. A pastry chef who can't even taste. Dover, you! God! There we go. Puny worm. You are in no position to oppose me. Why, you... When I attempted to hit Dover, he struck me and sent me flying. I crashed into one of the rock salt lamps, and that was when my blood stained on it. So Mr. Dover wasn't the first one to be injured. To conceal my blood, I shaved away part of the rock salt lamp and mixed it into the sherbet. After that, it became a part of the liar sculpture. So, that's how you try to erase your traces from the crime scene. Dover tried to blackmail me by using his knowledge of my taste disorder. If I didn't want to become public, I had to pay him a large sum. So, that's the reason why you killed Isaac Dover. Exactly. What reason do I have to let those who obstruct me live? He was the one who drew first blood. I simply gave him his just desserts. So that was his motive. I carried a rock salt lamp and bore my blood into Dover's room. Then I came up with a hiding place where it could not be easily found. I get it. That room contained plenty of tools for sculpting sherbet. Your deduction is spot on, Sir Attorney. It was the ideal place to shave away the rock salt. I then proceeded to coat the surface of sherbet lye with vast amounts of the salty mixture. But why? Why did you try to pin the crime on Monsieur Master? You are wrong to blame me for that, Lady Catherine. If not for your unnecessary meddling, Sir Master would never have been a suspect. Why do you think I hid the murder weapon in a fluorescent cloth in Lady Delicia's room? There's only one reason why you placed your murder weapon in someone else's room. You wanted to pin the crime on Delicia. Ah! Me? Yes, that's correct. Gusty, why? Why me? As one who sought to be the world's best confectioner, I greatly respected Mr. Master. It was never my intention to cast suspicion on him, but an insolent woman who dared to sully the contents of fake desserts. I had no problem letting someone like you take the blame for the crime. Well, that makes me sad. If you hadn't snacked on other people's desserts, the body would never have been found. It was when Sir Master would be judging Lady Delicia's room. That's when I finally saw an opportunity to freeze the body, but before I could move the body, Lady Catherine had already discovered it. Why? Why did you need to freeze Monsieur Dover's body? Why indeed? Mr. Edgeworth, please tell us, why would Monsieur Gustavia have needed to freeze the body? Well, I don't think to disguise it or to create a... Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Well, I don't know, actually. I wouldn't say that exactly disguise it. I'm not sure about actually throwing off the time of death. Actually, it could be to actually throw off the time of death, because if he froze it and it could appear later, then they wouldn't know for sure if it happened during a certain time where someone could be, you know, suspected. So I think, yeah, it was to cause a throw off the time. Mr. Gustavia intended to freeze the body in order to throw off the time of death. If the time of death had coincided with the tea party, Mr. Gustavia would have been suspected. And yeah, that is correct. Oh, here we are. Preparations were necessary to freeze the body. While I was preparing in Dover's room, I placed the body in the treasure chest in Sir Master's room. I could think of no better hiding place at the time. But thanks to that gluttonous pharmacist, that lid of the chest broke. But why did you disguise him as an ice sculpture? Once the body was discovered, there would have been no time to throw off the time of death. To buy time, you need to hide it someplace else. How horrid! How could you hide Monsieur Dover's body within one of his own works? It all would have worked out if that body had been discovered while it was in Sir Master's room. If everything had gone according to plan, Sir Master would never have been arrested. So, because I discovered a body, it's my fault Monsieur Master was... Kate, don't take his words to heart. Even if suspicion hadn't fallen on Mr. Master, Mr. Delicious would have taken a fall. No matter who he targeted, the one at fault here is Mr. Gustavia himself. The detective in charge of the initial investigation was also a dunce. The thing that he never reported a missing body to the prosecutor. Prosecutor Von Karma indicted Mr. Master without even knowing the body had been vanished. I see. That would explain why he looked so flustered at the crime scene. Although, it's something that would stand out if you read the official documents. Could someone have intentionally distorted the information? At any rate, Von Karma found out about the missing body after he made his indictment. And if he had let one person be acquitted, he had such a stain on his much prided perfect record. That's why he concealed the fact that the body was hidden, and had Mr. Master declared guilty. What are you saying? For 18 years, that man has taken the blame for your crimes. Don't you feel anything at all? I guess not. I don't care what you say. What a monster! I'm arresting him right now, right here, right now, sir. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that will be impossible. Why is that? So he figured it out. That's correct. You have no right to sentence me. What? But the culprit's standing right in front of us. Allow me to tell you the reason why you can't arrest me. And why can't we arrest him? Well, we'll find out next time, guys. So, as usual, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Path. I'll see you guys later.